Surfer Brad here, and I'm here to tell you all about everything you need to know about surf slang. I'm talking about every single word in the dictionary, broski. On down the line, chasing the section, shacking out of your mind, crack, whack, carve, shack, snap, slam it, jam it. What am I talking about? Spitting barrels, mush balls, Barney, out the back, taking donuts, inside section, quick up and out, being military, white caps. What are those? Kook, right here in the pocket, goobers, and the ocean takes a breath. What does that mean? Taking it on the head. The heck am I talking about? Okay, boogie on down the line. That means that you are cruising down the section of the wave before the whitewater really fast. Chasing the section. That means that you're trying to get in front of that whitewater as fast as you can. You're trying to chase that section. It's because it's closing out. The wave is coming down too fast. Wrap back into the pocket. That means when you go up for a turn and you wrap it all the way around into the pocket of the wave where you're supposed to surf. Shacking out of your mind. What the heck does that mean, right? Okay, so shacking, being shacked is being inside of a shack. Think of a shack. You're actually inside of a barrel, and because it's out of your mind, it's amazing, so it's shacking out of your mind. So you're inside the wave and it's shacking out of your mind. That's what that means. Kicking out. Kicking out is when you're done with the wave and you kick out of the wave. That means you go out the back or you punch through the back, or you're kicking out. You're done with the wave. Most people obviously know what gnarly is. They've heard it a million times, but what does that mean exactly? Do we all know? Gnarly actually just means intense. So it could be intense bad, it could be intense good. So intense good would be like, the way I feel when you kiss me is gnarly. I'm just so in love with you. You know what I mean? That's like a nice genuine love. Ah, it's gnarly. Gnarly bad would be like, dude, that guy got stabbed in the alley. That was so gnarly. I cannot believe that just happened. That's a gnarly bad. This just means intense. So when somebody says, oh, the waves were super gnarly, that means, oh man, it was probably super big and super scary out there, but it was probably fun. So there's a few ways to explain what a turn is in surfing. Carve, whack, hack, crack, snap, jamming it, and slamming it are all actual surf terms. You are cracking it off the lip, you're snapping it off the lip, you're slamming it off the lip, you're jamming it off the lip. Spitting barrels. Spitting barrels means that when a wave is going over and it's making that hollow tube inside of it, there's actually water that pushes through and it spits water. Spits a spray out. So when somebody says, oh, it's spitting barrels out there, that's what they're talking about. It's so epic out there that it's spitting through the tube because it's so hollow. It's perfect. It's best conditions you can think of. Foamy one, that means when you're on the inside and you're surfing the small shore break usually is with a smaller wave. All that white water that's still kind of like messy in the inside is coming up into the wave and it makes the wave really foamy. So that's what a foamy one means. Throwing buckets. Now, everybody wants to throw buckets, trust. So when you're turning or doing a snap or a carve, jamming it off the top, and that means that spray that comes off of your board and the wave, that is actually buckets of water, and you want a ton of that because that means your turn is really good. Mush balls. What does mush balls mean? That's a ridiculous word, right? Mush balls is when the waves are super slow. They don't want to break. They're just kind of rolling and you can never really get into them very well. It's super mushy, mush balls. So that's not a really good condition that you want to go out in. Unless you have a longboard, it can be fun. All right, my favorite, Barney or barn dog. Okay, so I feel like I'm the one who created that, but I've been hearing it a lot in the last 5 years, but I wanna say my friends and I have started that 10 years ago. Barney or barn dog, you can actually look it up in the Urban Dictionary. It says it's a lame beachgoer, but that doesn't matter. You can call anybody a Barney because they're being a weirdo. Out the back means like, the waves are coming in strong. There's a big set coming in. Duck dive is when you take your board and you go underneath the wave and pop up underneath it so you don't get taken by the wave. So that's a duck dive. Comes from ducks that actually dive underneath the wave. Okay, so what is whitewater? Whitewater is water that's white. Where the shoulder is right in front of the whitewater. So when you're on a wave and you're just riding the whitewater, that means that you're being a Barney. You're not actually riding the wave, or it's closed out. Glassy versus choppy. What is glassy? Glassy is like sheet glass. So when somebody says, oh, the surf looks so glassy out there right now, that means that they're talking that the surf is really smooth, and that's the best optimal conditions because you want your ride and your waves to be nice and smooth when you go into them, versus choppy is gonna be, and it's gonna create turbulence and bump on your wave. Glass off, wind had made the ocean a little choppy, and the wind died, and glass off is in the evening, and it doesn't happen in California that often. Sketch balls. Ugh. Sketch balls, that means there's probably a shark in the water, or the waves are so big that I don't even want to go out. I've got the butterflies in my stomach. Sketch balls, no good, too big, too gnarly, too crazy. Taking donuts, that's the worst. Okay, so the wave is breaking and it's really hollow and you're inside the tube and you mess up a little bit and you lose your rail or whatever happens, and you're going up over into the wave and back down and up over and back down. That's called donutting, and that is the worst thing you can possibly do. Inside section. The inside section is usually the waves that are breaking a little bit more inside. They're usually smaller and they're gonna be breaking towards the edge of the beach a little bit more. Quick up and out. That means there's just, you dropped into a wave, didn't look good, and you're out. That's it. You go bleep bleep, you're out of here now, didn't look good enough. Warrior status. Warrior status is meaning that you are going to paddle out when it is sketch balls and gnarly and just out the back. It's so big, you're being a warrior. Usually in California, that means you're paddling out in the winter and it's above 15 foot. For me at least, 15 foot is the max. But being a warrior about it, warrior status, surfing some gnarly surf. Being military, you're waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going surfing before work, you get off work, you're going straight back to the surf, you're going military style. You're spending all your time on one thing, and that is surfing in this case. Kook, we've all heard kook from all the surf movies, right? That means you don't know how to surf. Get out of here, get out of the water, you freaking kook. I'm a kook right now for making this video. Yeah, kook. Cheese grater, no bueno. Grinding on the reef. That means cheese grating, cheese grater. Don't do the cheese grater. Get off the wave before it gets too shallow, or try not to fall when you're like in Chopu or something. Washing machine, same thing as donuts. The wave goes up, it takes you up, bam, slams you down and keeps going, and it's the washing machine effect. Washing machines are also cartwheels. Same thing. Cartwheels, washing machine, donuts, the same thing. You're just getting flipped up and around. Macking sets. Macking sets means there's huge waves coming. Be stoked because we all want macking sets. That'd be fantastic. Chocolate milk. Surfing in chocolate milk. Okay, so there's a red tide. That's when the algae is blooming inside the ocean. And when it's really bad, it kind of gets this chocolate milk, almost red look, but it looks kind of brown. So a lot of people will be like, chocolate milk, we're surfing in chocolate milk, nasty. All over the place. There's waves over here, waves over there, a wave over here, or that's kind of over here and kind of over there, and just like, you can't really like figure out where the peak is because it's all over the place. In the pocket, what is the pocket? The pocket is the place where you want to sit on the shoulder of the wave, right in front of the whitewater, right where it's giving you the most speed. We all know what stoking means. Stoked. Being so happy that something happened. Getting tubed is the same thing as getting a barrel. Just being tubed. It's just another knockoff word of that. My favorite, goobers. Goobers are those people that are annoying. Like the homeless people down at Venice Boardwalk. Yeah, those are goobers. Don't want to hang out with goobers. Don't want to talk to goobers. And the ocean takes a breath. When the sets have been coming in, and there's waves, and all of a sudden it just stops for a minute, which happens consistently every single day. That means the ocean is taking a breath. It's stopping for a minute. And it could be up to 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. If the lulls are really bad, it could be even up to 30 minutes before another set comes in. Taking it on the head. You're trying to paddle out and there's a big set and it just goes kablamo on your head, and that's called taking it on the head, and that's the worst. Floating the section, which when the section is coming down the wave, you jump up on the top and you hit that float, boom, floating that section. That's what that means, floating the section. High line wrap, my most favorite. When you're going down the wave, you take a bottom turn, you go up to the top of the wave, and you do this big high line wrap, and you're like, boom, and then scooch you back into the pocket. High line wrap. That's an awesome turn. I like it. It's the longest one you can do. An air reverse, which I cannot do. air reverse. That means anybody else would be like, oh look, he just did like a 360 air. But that's not really what we call it. We just call it an air reverse. A roundhouse. A roundhouse cutty is when you're going down the wave, you take a bottom turn, you go up, slash the wave, and come back down and do a bottom turn, swack the other side of the wave. It's like a big figure eight thing. Whoop, 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 bow. Well, I hope that I've cleared up a few things about surf slang for you. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe. Thanks for listening, broskies. I'll see you laters. Shaka Brainy.
Ha 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 ha!